Hey there, good man fam, and welcome new viewers to another episode of the Female Guessing Game. Now, the way this game works is that I'll review a video that has a single female in it or multiple females in it. But here's the catch. When it's a single female, I'll be asking you if she's a traditional woman, or modern female. However, when it's multiple females in the video, you won't know about which female I'm asking you until the end of the video. So, you have to stay to the end of the video to see about which female I'm asking you is a traditional woman, or modern female. Ready? Let's get it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is men who are at the top of the hierarchy are being opposed by women who want to reject them at the top of the hierarchy.
No, I don't want to reject men. I just want to own my own rights to make a decision. So
but what if men don't want you to?
Well, maybe you don't.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
But
no, what if men don't?
Other men do.
Yeah, what if men don't?
Uh-oh. We've got one of those. He asked her a question. What if men don't want you to? That's a very important question because for some reason, people just do not understand the hierarchy. Males have a monopoly pretty much on violence because males are not only stronger than females physically, but they are better with weapons. So if males decide they don't want to give you rights, then what are you going to do about it as a female? You can try to fight them, but do you think 1,000 males versus 1,000 females will end well for you? But he asked her this question, and what did she do? She deflected. She didn't answer the question. She said, maybe you don't. He's like, no. I'm asking you about males in general. Oh Lord, we got one of those. This is going to be a video, good man fam. This is going to be a video.
Well, feminism is a movement for rights, just like the gay movement
rights,
is.
but who are they appealing to for those rights?
Who are they appealing to? The women?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
So
system.
who didn't give them those rights, and then after they appealed to that group, gave them those rights?
Well, the men didn't give the women rights. It was just the system.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Oh my goodness. He asked her, to whom were they appealing for the rights? And her response wasn't, they were appealing for the rights to men. It was, men didn't give us nothing. Are you noticing a pattern just from these first two segments? Are you noticing a pattern with her thought process? Her thought process seems to be what I always say, man, it never fails. They never want to give a man the high ground. They never want to do that, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. They never want to give him the high ground.
I have the high ground.
Because it's against the sisterhood's code. You can't say that males are better or males are in a position of strength over you or control or authority or hierarchy. They can't do that because the sisterhood get pissed at them. And this chick has been in the sisterhood for what? Easily 60 years? You think that she's going to hand over the reins of correctness to a male? Then you have not been paying attention.
Because there's women in the
Hang on.
There's
You gotta help
women
me
in
out
the
here.
House of Representatives. There's women in the Senate.
Was there women in the Senate and the House of Representatives before women had rights?
I'm not sure, but there was a lot of women behind
The answer is
men.
no, right? If women have no rights, how could they be in government?
Gotcha.
Andrew, are you attempting to make sense to this female who, when you asked her the question, the logical question of, wait a minute, males didn't give you the rights, so who would give you the rights? In her mind, well, females, they were in government, but weren't they not in government, which is why they were asking for the rights? So how could they be appealing to a group of individuals who didn't exist in the thing to which they were appealing? It makes no sense. And she knows it. So what happened? She started laughing. She started laughing. She knew that what she was thinking didn't make any sense. He put her in a logic corner. But what do I tell you about females when they get put in a logic corner, particular sect of females? They find a trap door. See, that mindset they have allows them to create any trap door anywhere in any logic corner in which you put them. Oh, man. Ooh, I can tell this is about to drive me freaking nuts. Probably going to drive you all nuts, too. But we're in this together.
I don't need no man.
So, okay, so you're just saying that women stood up for themselves and said, we would like to have our own rights to make decisions.
No, I'm saying that they
about our
appealed to
life.
men for their rights.
So then it got labeled to be feminism, and we're not really against men.
Lies, lies, lies. And everywhere is lies.
But for whatever reason, men were making a majority of the rules.
So that would be called, if men are making the majority of the rules and they're at the top of the hierarchy, what would you call that?
Imbalanced.
No.
Get the freak out of here. Imbalanced. She knows exactly what she would call it. They say it all the freaking time. Go ahead. Before I say what that word is, go ahead. Put it in the comment section. What would they normally call the males being the ones in charge and the females not being in charge? Not even not having a place there, but because they don't even understand the definition. But what would they normally call males being the primary ones in charge? Go ahead, put it in the comment section. Because she's going to sit up here talking about it's called imbalance. Now, why would she say that when she knows the word that she would normally use? It's because what? They can't give a man a win. They can't. Because the sisterhood will not allow them to. The sisterhood will chew them out if they give a man a win.
And that's a fact.
So she has to say imbalance. But we all know what the word is. And you should have put it in the comment section by now. What is it called? Say it with me, good man fam. Patriarchy.
You call it a patriarchy?
I would call it imbalanced.
It wouldn't be called a patriarchy?
Not in my book. It would call.
If it's
called
imbalanced and men are at the
imbalanced.
top of that balance. So if it's imbalanced, we have a seesaw here. And when this side goes down, that's women here. And this side is men because it's imbalanced.
It's
so
not-
men are up here.
it's not
Do we
black
have a
and
word?
white.
Hang on. Do we have a word that would describe this phenomenon of men up here and women here? What would you call that?
An imbalance.
Yeah, I know it's an imbalance, but is there another word? Is there another word you can use besides imbalance that would
Whacked.
reference the men that were here?
Do you see the other females laughing? They're laughing because they know that the word that they usually use is patriarchy. But she's doing everything in her power, and they see it, to not give him the win, to not say you're correct. Now, mind you, the word patriarchy doesn't even mean imbalance. Patriarchy says it's an exclusion of a particular sect of individuals, particularly females. That's what the definition says. It's an exclusion. It's not just, oh, well, there's more males than females. No, it's you can't participate. So they're not even using the right word there.
He ain't lying.
But the word that they use is patriarchy, even if they use it in the wrong sense. But what is she doing right now? And the females that are to her left or right are laughing because they know good and doggone well that she knows what the word is, and they all know that they're like, we know what the sisterhood says. We can't give them that win. We're laughing because we know that we can tell the truth, but just choose not to because it's against the code.
I don't need no man.
Whacked.
A seesaw.
Whacked. A delusion.
Are you delusional?
I don't know. there's lots of.
Could the word patriarchy be used for that?
I think that's just your favorite word, so of course use it for you. But for
I'm
me,
sorry. I want to figure out your word. If there's an imbalance,
And I just
I
told
want
you
to
a few
reference an
words.
imbalance of power where men were at the
Imbalance.
top of a hierarchy, would patriarchy describe that phenomenon perfectly?
No, not for
Oh,
me.
what word would?
Not well for you, yes, but not for me. For me,
Yeah,
it's
well,
just-
for you, what word would?
Yeah, well, equality.
Equality from who? Who do you
It's
want to
not-
be equal?
Wait a minute. How does equality describe the imbalance? That doesn't even make any sense. What the freak? She just said imbalance, and then the thing that would describe the thing that she just called imbalance is equality. When in the world, in a female's freaking mind, did the word equality and imbalance equal the same thing? Maybe you all can tell me, because from what I've seen across the board, there is no way in the world that the word imbalance and equality equal the same thing. Yo, this is what happens when you're letting the hamster wheel run in your head, because all you're trying to do is find trapdoors out of the logic corner in which the person with whom you're speaking has put you. Your brain just starts going crazy, looking for everything, and you start making even less sense than you were already making. This is freaking hilarious to watch.
About being equal with a man. It's about a woman and a man coming together and sharing.
And being equal?
No, both having the rights to make decisions.
So being equal with men?
It's not about an equal.
So if men have all the rights and women have no rights, and you want to be equal, who do you want to be equal with?
I want both of them to have rights to make decisions.
Yeah, so men are here, let's say. And
Men are everywhere, thank God.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. You're watching this female. He just asked her if men are up here and females are down here, to whom are these females trying to be equal? And she's like, well, I want everybody to be equal, because she just, yo, this is a master class in deflection. This is a master class in deflection, because she refuses to say, male with whom I'm speaking, you're correct. I'm sorry, but you're correct. I am wrong in how I'm stating this. You, male, are correct. She refuses to say it.
What's wrong with you?
That's why she's laughing. The other females are laughing, because they're like, man, we see the answer. We see what she's doing. We know exactly what the freak is supposed to happen right here. He's explaining it in every single way imaginable, from the intellectual way to a doggone 5-year-old way. You can understand what he's asking you, but you just refuse. This is why we talk about not being involved relationship-wise with females that are older.
Hell no!
Because they're so stuck in their ways that this is with what you'd have to deal. Doesn't matter that you're correct. She doesn't care about the problem itself being fixed. She doesn't care about the understanding happening amongst all people. The only thing about which she cares is her being right.
And that's a fact.
She doesn't care if she destroys everything in her wake. She only cares about, at the end, was I either right, or did I make sure that he wasn't right? What I tell y'all, they have to either be both people right or she's right, or both people are wrong or he's wrong. It can't be that he's right or she's wrong, ever.
I don't need no man.
I know you love that word. So you have patriotic ideas and thoughts and words. And
It's not
your
patriotic.
vocabulary,
Listen,
and
let's
I
try
have a
again.
different-
Let's try again. Let's
I
try
have a
again.
different way of
If
describing
women
it.
are being oppressed, women being the monolith of all women, there's only two sets of human beings, women and men. That's all that exists. Women, men. If women, all women are being oppressed, who are they being oppressed by?
Oh, there's not just men and women.
Boy, if you don't get
There's
Really?
everything
What's
in
the
between.
really? There's other. What are they? Are they the Lafludians? Who the are the third? If there's not,
Yo. He said, are they the Lafudians? Whatever the freak they are. See, Andrew made a mistake.
Say what now?
He made a mistake. And the mistake that he made was he merged sex and gender. There are only two sexes, but in this world now, there are a gazillion genders. The way things used to work is it used to be female and male sex tied to the woman and man on the gender side. It was like an arrow, a line that went straight across. What happened in recent years was because we tried to find a way and a place for transgenders to exist in society, they said, well, you can't switch male and female. But what we can do is allow you verbiage-wise to switch woman and man. So now instead of the lines going across from female to woman and male to man, it can now go female to woman and female to man. It can now go straight across or diagonal. And so what Andrew did in his mistake was he said the thing about the only two, but it's only two sexes. It's not only two genders. So he said only two, and then he said men and women instead of saying only two male and female. So by him switching from sex to two sexes to gender and saying man and woman, it gave her a trap door for her to say, nope, it may be only be two sexes, but there aren't only two genders. And he used gender terms, which are man and woman, not sex terms, which are male and female. So now I can do what? I can deflect from his actual question and start talking about something completely different, because what do these types of females do? They move the field of battle onto a field of battle on which they think they can win.
Exactamundo.
So now we're not even having a discussion about whether or not the females were appealing to males for rights. We're now having a discussion about how many freaking genders there are.
You're a demon.
Masterclass in deflection.
just men and women. Who
I
are
guess
they? Are
you
they the
don't
Greys?
get out
Are they
much.
the reptilians?
No, there's transgenders.
Transgenders aren't men or women?
They're a mix
They're a mix of men
both
and women.
sexes.
Oh.
So thank God
you-
they came together.
No, ma'am, you're talking about hermaphrodites. You're not talking about transgenders. Jesus. Yo, man, to watch an individual, this is why you don't have anybody, ma'am. This is why you're as old as you are, as up in age, as elderly as you are, and you're by yourself. This is why. Because you just refuse to accept, and even worse, admit reality. You just will not say what is. Yo, she's one of those females that you'll ask, is this a table in front of you? And she will say, well, it depends. I mean, you could call it a flat surfaced piece of marble. You're like, what? Is it on top of something? Yes, standing on wooden pieces. So instead of calling it a table and saying that I'm correct, we're going to call it a flat surface piece of marble standing on wooden pieces. She's like,
Yes.
this is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't need no man.
That women were fighting for their rights against transgenders?
No, it's not.
Who are they
Women-
fighting for their rights against?
It's not against anyone. They just
Oh, it
wanted
wasn't
their
against
own
anyone.
rights. And you being a man, maybe you can't understand that concept that a woman wants to make her own decision about giving birth.
What the are you talking about?
But if you're saying that they wanted their own rights, that would mean that they didn't have them. And if they didn't have them, you have to go through the logical sequence of why didn't they have them? It was because there was an entity or a group of people stopping them from having them. Okay, what was that entity or group of people? Well, it was the government. Okay, the government is made up of humans, or are there robots running the government? Or they're humans. Okay, what was the predominant and dang near exclusive sex that ran the government? Her answer would be, well, I mean, it just depends on what year and blah, 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 blah. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I've only seen something like this one time with this other female, and I don't think I ever did that video, but it was absolutely ridiculous. She just would not admit the obvious. All the other females were trying to say to her, ma'am, this is what it is. And it was a younger chick, but they were like, this is what it did. Here is this, here is that. Here's A, here's B. It did not matter. This chick just would not give it up. I can't even remember about what the subject matter was, but it was just mind-boggling. I think I still have the video. I might do a reaction to it if I can find that video, but it was just as bad as this. It might have actually been worse. It might have been worse, but this is bad too.
About her
Yeah,
own
I
decision.
agree. So if women want to make their own decision about giving birth, and there's another group who aren't women who say, no, you can't, what would you classify that group as if you had to give them a name?
Sick.
Oh my God.
That you wouldn't classify them as being men?
Not men are biased against women having rights.
Bruh.
So
He didn't say anything about males being biased. He's talking about the actual people who were stopping females from supposedly having rights. That's a group of individuals in the system about which you spoke that are who? Males. Bingo. Why are you now trying to deflect to just a general thing about males? Well, not all males are A, B, and C. We're not talking about all males. We're talking about the males that were stopping you, allegedly, from having these rights. Those would be the males who are within the system. How many of the males in the country were in the actual system itself? If there are 80 million males, how many of those males are in the system? What? A million? A million that are in the system? And how many of those actually have the power to stop you? 300,000? So why are you talking about males in general using amorphous language if it's like 300,000 at the time out of 80 million males? That's not even 1%. That's not even a half of 1%. But what is she doing? She's deflecting. Why? Because she just cannot give this male a win.
I don't need no man.
Rights against men. Got it. Who did they fight for their rights against? Was it other women? Were women out there with ARs and they were like,
yeah.
you can't have no rights? Is that what happened? Like,
There
tell me.
there
tell
are
me how this
actually
went.
are women who don't want women to have their own rights.
What the hell did you just say?
So
Yeah, do you think that feminism was an attack against women for oppressing women, or do you think
It's
it was
not an
them pushing
attack.
back against men because men were at the top of the hierarchy? Like, which one do you think is true?
It's not an attack. It's women speaking up for themselves.
Why are you talking about the attack part when he asked you a question? He asked you, were there females who were the ones oppressing females, or were they males oppressing females, and feminism was an attack on them for doing so? And instead of her answering the question, what did she do? Oh, I heard the word attack. I'm going to move the field of battle to a field on which I think I can win so that I don't give him a win. So I'm going to start talking about, well, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Feminism wasn't an attack. Feminism was A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, I'm not asking you about that, ma'am. I'm asking you, was feminism a response? Is that word better, response to females taking rights or keeping rights from other females, or was it a response for males keeping rights from females?
Answer the question.
She just refuses to freaking answer. Man, the other females on the panel, they are just like, their brain, even them, and you know they're probably ridiculous, at least most of them, but even they are looking like, good Lord, we know, like, come on, Ma, we know what you're doing here. And Andrew is to the point where he's just rubbing his face like, Jesus, this chick just, bruh, this is why you do not deal with these old broads.
And saying we'd like to have our rights to vote, we'd like to have our rights to make decisions.
Yeah, so women, being all women, are speaking up because they want their rights. Who are they speaking up to?
The world.
Oh, the world.
My goodness. Here, let me get everybody's answer on this. Are you a feminist?
Brilliant, by the way.
Huh?
Like, that was probably the best debate that I've had all evening. The answer's obvious. You know it's obvious. But instead of just conceding so that we can have the conversation, it's far easier for you to project into my mind using your dolphin technology in order to convince me that feminism was really all about women oppressing women. Brilliant stuff. I am impressed. One day I hope that I can project like you can my thoughts into other people's brains.
Right now.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Again, I've only seen something like this one time. They're all laughing. He said this whole thing about the dolphin brain. I'm guessing that's a reference to something from before. I don't know. But this is crazy how this female just will not concede the point. She just won't. But this is normal. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is normal, good man fam. This is normal. This is what females in general, specifically in the West, do. They will not concede a point to a male.
No.
Because in their minds, they've been taught that males are the enemy. That's what they've been taught. Males are the enemy. So you cannot give any quarter to the enemy. We don't take prisoners. We don't anything. But that's why I love traditional and modern women. They are freaking amazing. Why? Because they understand their place in society. Traditional women understand that they're at the top of the food chain when it comes to females.
He ain't lying.
And modern women understand, hey, I might have had a kid, or I might have to work, or this or that. But their mindset is understanding males are at the top of the food chain, and our job is to acquiesce to them, help them with their goals and things, and take care of the kids and teach the next generation. They understand that. They're not trying to battle back and forth and say whether or not I won a debate. She wants to be able to leave and say, I was not wrong. And how can she say she wasn't wrong? It's because she never conceded the point.
Aha.
Doesn't matter that she's wrong and everybody knows it. She can tell everybody else, no, I wasn't wrong because I never conceded the point. She can literally argue to the end of days and say she was right because she never said she was wrong, even though we all know she's wrong.
I don't need no man.
I hope your wife
Wait,
just
hold on.
smothers you with love
She's
like,
watching right now.
yeah,
Yo,
and
W's in
Yeah,
the
my
chat.
wife does smother me with love.
And then
How about your
she-
husband? Does he
she
smother you
gets-
with love?
No,
My
it
wife
doesn't.
does smother
That's a
me
low
with
blow, Andrew.
It's a choice called feminism.
Wait, what?
It's
Yeah,
a
I know,
choice.
but
You're
maybe if you
celibate because
rejected
you're a
it,
feminist?
like my wife did, you'd have somebody cute to cuddle with
Wait,
at night.
this is the most
has
based.
dolphins.
Wait, I don't know if you guys caught on to this. What she just said is the most base thing ever. So I said that she's been celibate for 9 years, and she's like, yeah, it's called feminism.
And that's a fact. Because you have what? Choice. Now, again, you could choose to not have sex from before. This is not really feminism, but she's making a joke. I'm gonna say Joyce. She's making a joke, right? And it's another deflection because she understands in this conversation, she was absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Come on, good man fam. Everybody and their mama know this female was absolutely ridiculous in this situation. This made absolutely no sense. How in the world are you going to constantly, the sisterhood is constantly using the word patriarchy. Constantly, the patriarchy, down with the patriarchy the whole night. And you say, okay, so what was the patriarchy doing? It was causing us all these problems. Da, 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 da. And then you say, okay, let's go back in the day. When feminism came up in the whole nine, you were trying to get your rights from whom? And then she refuses to say males. But you were just screaming about the patriarchy. Patriarch, male, matriarch, female.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You've been screaming about the patriarchy, but then when we try to go through the sequence of events, you refuse to say it was the patriarchy.
What's wrong with you?
That makes literally no sense other than the fact that you just do not want to concede a point to a male. Now, y'all let me know if I'm crazy, because that's what it seems like to me, based on all the evidence we just watched together. It just seems like she just is one of those feminists who just will never, ever in her life concede to males, which is why, as a female who can get sex anytime, anywhere, she hasn't had sex for what, dang near a decade?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Any dude would bang her dang near. But the reason that she hasn't is because when males probably start talking with her, they realize how absolutely ridiculous she is.
Now, remember, this is the female guessing game. So out of all of these females you've seen, about which one do you think I'm about to ask you all? Drum roll, please. So, tell me, is she a traditional woman, modern woman, or modern female? Put it in the comment section and tell me why you think so. And then grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.